thank you for visiting the channel. Today's topic is one that has become increasingly important in today's fast-paced, ever-changing world: emotional maturity. So, let's dive in. What is emotional maturity? At its core, emotional maturity refers to the ability to understand and manage our emotions in a healthy, constructive way. It means being aware of how our feelings affect ourselves and others, being able to express emotions appropriately, and knowing how to cope with challenges without being overwhelmed by them. Emotional maturity isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending to have it all together. Instead, it's about embracing our emotions while having the self-awareness and tools to respond thoughtfully, rather than react impulsively. It's important to note that emotional maturity isn't an innate trait. It's something that we grow into over time. It involves learning from our experiences, reflecting on our behaviors, and adapting to different situations in life. Just like physical maturity, emotional maturity evolves, and it's something that can be nurtured and developed throughout our lives. Key characteristics of emotional maturity: self-awareness. One of the first signs of emotional maturity is self-awareness, being able to understand and identify your emotions as they arise. It's about asking yourself, why am I feeling this way? Or what triggered this response? Self-awareness allows us to respond to situations thoughtfully instead of reacting automatically. It also allows us to be aware of how our emotions impact the people around us. Self-regulation. Emotional maturity also involves self-regulation. This means being able to control impulsive reactions and navigate situations without letting our emotions control us. For example, when faced with criticism, an emotionally mature person might take a moment to pause, breathe, and respond calmly, rather than lashing out in anger. This self-control helps us to maintain better relationships and avoid making rash decisions that we might regret later. Empathy and understanding. Emotional maturity is also closely tied to empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. This is more than just recognizing what someone is going through. It's about acknowledging their emotions and showing compassion. When you can put yourself in someone else's shoes, it helps you respond with greater kindness and understanding, even when you may not agree with them. Accountability. A key marker of emotional maturity is accountability, taking responsibility for our actions and recognizing when we've made mistakes. This is difficult for many people because it requires humility and the willingness to learn from failures. Emotional maturity isn't about always being right or perfect. It's about owning your shortcomings and working to improve. Resilience. Life is full of challenges, and emotional maturity helps us handle adversity with resilience. Resilient people can bounce back from setbacks without letting them define their sense of self-worth. They acknowledge disappointment, learn from the experience, and move forward with a sense of hope and determination. This ability to persevere is an essential aspect of emotional maturity. Why is emotional maturity important? You might wonder, why is emotional maturity so critical in our lives? Well, the answer is simple. Emotional maturity enhances the quality of our relationships, our personal growth, and our overall well-being. Here's why. Better relationships. Emotionally mature individuals are more likely to build strong, healthy relationships, whether in their personal lives or at work. They understand the value of communication, are more patient, and are able to resolve conflicts with respect and consideration. Instead of letting misunderstandings escalate, they approach issues with empathy and openness. Personal growth. Emotional maturity fosters a growth mindset. It allows us to accept constructive criticism and use it to better ourselves. People who are emotionally mature see challenges as opportunities to grow, not obstacles to avoid. They are constantly learning and evolving, which fuels personal development. Improved mental health. When we are emotionally mature, we are better equipped to handle stress and manage negative emotions like anxiety, anger, and frustration. We are more likely to seek help when we need it and practice self-care regularly. As a result, we can maintain a balanced emotional state, reducing the risk of mental health struggles and enhancing our sense of inner peace. Effective problem solving. Emotionally mature people tend to be more rational and objective in decision-making. They take their time to assess situations from all angles, considering the long-term consequences of their actions. This ability to think critically and make thoughtful decisions is valuable both in personal and professional settings. How to cultivate emotional maturity. So, how do we develop emotional maturity? Here are some practical steps. Practice self-reflection. Take time each day to reflect on your emotions and behaviors. Journaling can be a great tool to help you process what happened during the day and identify patterns in your reactions. Ask yourself, what triggered my emotions? How did I respond? Was it helpful or harmful? Through self-reflection, you can begin to understand your emotional triggers and make intentional changes. Develop emotional awareness. Tune into your feelings and name them. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of life and suppress our emotions, but acknowledging them is the first step toward emotional maturity. Practice checking in with yourself regularly and asking, what am I feeling right now? You can even try practicing mindfulness techniques or meditation to enhance emotional awareness. Practice mindful responses. When faced with a challenging or emotionally charged situation, take a moment to pause before reacting. Deep breathing, counting to 10, or walking away briefly can give you the space you need to gather your thoughts and respond in a calm, constructive manner. This practice of mindful response can help prevent impulsive reactions. Embrace vulnerability. Emotional maturity doesn't mean always being strong or composed. It's about being honest with yourself and others about your feelings. Vulnerability allows us to build deeper, more meaningful connections. When we express ourselves authentically and allow ourselves to be seen, we create a space for others to do the same. Learn from your mistakes. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes, and that's part of the learning process. When you slip up, acknowledge it, learn from it, and strive to do better next time. By accepting responsibility for your actions and seeking to grow, you demonstrate true emotional maturity. Conclusion. In closing, emotional maturity is an ongoing journey of growth, self-awareness, and intentionality. It's about embracing the full range of human emotions, both the highs and the lows, and responding with wisdom and care. Emotional maturity enhances our relationships, our mental well-being, and our ability to navigate life's challenges with grace. I encourage each of you to take a step today toward greater emotional maturity. Start small. Reflect on your emotions. Be mindful in your responses. Seek growth in your relationships. Remember, emotional maturity isn't about being perfect. It's about being real, being open, and being committed to evolving as a person. Thank you.